Begin Chapter 1, Section 6 by completing the warm-up on your notes. Our objective for Chapter 1, Section 6 is learn to subtract integers. And our essential question is, how do I use a number line to subtract integers? Subtracting a lesser number from a greater number is the same as finding how far apart the two numbers are on a number line. Subtracting an integer is the same as adding its opposite. If you look at the two examples that we have, 3 minus 7. If you are at positive 3 on a number line and you're subtracting 7, you're going 7 spots to the left. That's the same as taking 3 plus negative 7. When it's 5 minus negative 8, when you see minus a negative, that can be turned into a plus sign. So essentially that question is asking, what is 5 plus 8? Let's look at an example on the number line. If we're subtracting negative 1 minus 6, we start the process by moving from 0 to negative 1. Subtracting 6 would move us 6 spots to the left, and we would end up at negative 7. Again, subtracting an integer is the same as adding its opposite. So 3 minus 6 is the same as 3 plus negative 6. Negative 9 minus negative 4 is negative 9 plus 4. On your notes, create your own subtraction problem. You must have one negative number and rewrite it using addition. Pause at this point if you need some time. Let's look at a few examples. Subtract negative 7 minus 4. Okay, so adding the opposite would mean adding negative 4. So now it's really negative 7 plus negative 4, which gives us a total of negative 11. You could also visualize a number line. Move to negative 7. Subtract 4 means move 4 more spots to the left. Here we have 8 minus negative 5. So the opposite of subtracting a negative would be adding a positive. So this is truly 8 plus 5, which is 13. Negative 6 minus a negative 3. So now we're at negative 6. Minus moves left, but negative would reverse it to the right. So it becomes negative 6 plus 3. And this is where we cancel out those 3 positives, and we're left with negative 3. Remember, subtracting an integer is the same as adding its opposite. Evaluate the expression for the given value of the variable. When we substitute a number in, when we substitute negative 6 in, it becomes 8 minus negative 6. Well, we know subtracting a negative would really be the same as adding a positive. So it becomes 8 plus 6, which is 14. 3 minus negative 6. Again, this becomes addition. So it's 3 plus 6 equals 9. Negative 4 minus 1. We're at negative 4. Take one more away. Taking away from a negative takes it further into the negatives, which would put us at negative 5. Negative 7 minus negative 8. That would truly become negative 7 plus 8. Cancel out the 7 negatives. You're left with 1 positive. Evaluate negative 9 minus y for y equals negative 4. Plug in -4, you get -9 minus -4. That turns into -9 plus 4. Cancel the 4 positives away from the negatives, and you have -5 left. Evaluate n minus 6 for n equals -2. -2 minus 6 is the same as -2 plus -6 for a total of -8. For your quick write, what trick will you use to remember how to subtract integers? Pause here if you need time to write. As you wrap up, make sure your Cornell notes are filled out completely. Review your notes and complete the summary before class, and come prepared to take a formative lesson quiz on how well you understood the material.